All right, I realize maybe a little bit dark in here, but I got something in here I got to show you. We got a little shipment this week. And let me turn around and get the lights turned on. Ooh, that helps a lot better. Look at this. We got a shipment from Premier Bees. Look at that. And this is all of our, there will become our supers, our deep supers, that will be assembling. That would be Muscle Man and myself. We got 150 boxes in here. We're going to be assembling these things, and that will be on a future video, as well as once we're finished assembling them, they will all be wax dipped into Muscle Man's wax dipping assembly. But this wasn't the only shipment that I received this week. We'll go back outside and I'll show you what else came this week. Now, this next thing I'm getting ready to show you, it's also from Premier, but it isn't for me. Can you see what that is right there? You're probably not going to be able to guess what that is. But if I get down there, I bet you can guess what it is now. That's right, it's all deep frames, and you see who it's for? World famous Mike Barry. He asked me if we could send the frames over here. A lot easier for him to pick them up over here, and since we got a forklift over here. I said, well, sure we can, Mike. So we got a lot of work ahead of us in the future. Hello! Mr. Ed here on a really nice Saturday morning. I think today is the 16th of November, and it's Saturday, and it's such a great day. The temperature this morning was actually 45 degrees here in the Abbey. Right now it's probably warmed up to close to 60 right now, but it's warming up. And I've been putting this job off because I've got so many other jobs lined up, particularly in the building caskets, running mold and sanding, building cabinets, and I haven't been able to have the time to set aside to do this job that I've been meaning to do for several weeks now, and some of them even longer. And what I'm going to be doing today is actually a couple of different things. The first thing basically is I've got hives that somebody bought, and what I have to do is I have to transfer all of my equipment, the frames and the bees, into their equipment, their deep boxes. So I got that one to do. I've got another one that also has to get transferred, and it's a brand new beginning beekeeper, and so this is a single box that I have to go through and transfer that. But one of the things that I'm concerned with the single box is the amount of stores in it. So more than likely I'm going to have to go into other boxes and pull some frames of honey to drop into them, because I've got several boxes right on the back porch that have surplus honey in them, and I can pull those out and drop them into there. And then finally, the third thing, which is going to be an ongoing experiment, it was probably about at least 3 weeks ago, I caught a tiny little swarm, and it had a queen. No telling what the conditions were from where this little swarm came from. I'm sure it was bad, because generally at this time of year it's not a swarm, it's a knapsack. So they were sure, I'm sure they were stressed. And when I went back into the hive, and I was feeding them as well, and I went feeding them honey, and as I went into the hive, I saw the queen, and then the next time I went into the hive, I didn't see the queen. And then, lo and behold, they started making emergency cells. And I went into the box of Monday of this week, today's Saturday, and there were 3 emergency cells and some really beautiful cells. So I'm guessing right now that the queen is already emerged from that, and I'm just gonna kind of have an experiment, an ongoing experiment. Here we are in November and middle of November, and I'm just curious to see whether there's going to be enough drones out there to get this queen mated and come back and start laying. It's just going to be something that I'm going to be interested in seeing how that works. So those are 3 boxes that I'm going to be looking at today. Today also, the seminarians here at the Abbey, at the college, they are going to be in the back beginning to build their bonfire that they have every year at Thanksgiving. So I'm sure you're going to hear chainsaws while I'm working, and that's what's going to be all the confusion and noise and stuff that you hear from behind the honey house, because the field is directly behind the honey house. By the grace of God, we're going to get these bees transferred. Check out the condition of our new queen, because I think she's already walking in the hive, and whatever else we're going to find out for the day. So let's get over to the back of the honey house and get started with our day. Before we actually start our work, let me show you the boxes that we're going to be working on today, this morning. So this will be the first box. That's the double deep, and I know this box is loaded with honey. This one, so we're going to be transferring the double boxes into his equipment, taking the comb, the frames, all that stuff, bees, everything, and putting it into his box. This box right here, this single right here, is going to be also put into a box, and then I'm sure I'm going to have to add honey frames to this one. And our third one will be this little 5-frame box right here, that we're going to be opening up this one and looking to see if our queen emerged, and then I'll be keeping tabs on this one over the next few months. All right, that's the jobs. Let's go ahead and start wrangling. Now remember, I told you the seminarians are going to be in the back working on that bonfire. And I think by the time I finish shooting all this stuff right here, we'll take a walk back there and show you what they're doing back there. But this is our setup right now. I'm going to work on this one first. I'm going to grab the hive, and what I'm going to do is I'll grab it with my lifter, and I'm going to set it on top of this box. And at that point, then I'm going to put the box that I'm transferring the bees into in this location. And then after I put that box down there, I'll take the top box, this one, off, move it to the side, and start transferring the frames from the bottom box into the bottom box of that one. And then once I get that done, then we'll go and start transferring the frames from the top one. Who knows, I might find a queen and get to show it to you. I'm not looking for anything. All I'm just trying to do is get this job done as quickly as possible. I do have my smoker lit because I don't think these girls are going to appreciate me opening up their hive this morning. Bees are really, really calm. Let me, I'll get the camera, and I think I'm gonna move the camera over to this angle right here, and show you what we got going on. And here, all the bees. Look at this. I mean, this box is just loaded with bees and honey. I'm kind of interested to see if we got how much brood, if we have brood in here, to see that as well. And you can see I broke that little bit of honey right there, and so these bees are busy sucking that up before we get robber bees over here. And I do have the smoker lit just in case, but I don't think I'm going to need it. I placed the other super on top of there because I didn't want any bees to get inside of it, so I'm using that lid as a seal for that box. And then once I finish loading up the frames into this box, then I'll work on that box as well. Alright, let's start pulling frames out of this box and putting them into that box. I pretty much assumed by now that you figured out that Charlie isn't here with me this morning. I called him up last night to see what he was doing today, and can you guess what he's doing? He's fishing. He told me he was getting out there early today. So you just have to bear with my my solo work on the camera as well as doing the work here. Boy, the bees have now completely covered that little section of comb right there of honey out there. Let me move this smoker so the smoke doesn't continue to get in your vision. And now let's get some frames transferred. That first frame is always hard. But we got it going now. And you will notice, is because I'm going to show you, just the amount of honey that we got on these frames. Here's your first frame right there. And I'm going to scrape all these corners to give me a little bit more space. Get all that propolis off those edges. It makes the transfer so much easier. And we'll put it the exact same spot that it came out of that box. Another frame. As you can see, this frame right here, well, this whole box, it was a removal, but you can tell that for sure because there's still rubber bands on the top of it. Some rubber bands here and there. And look at that. We got brood on this one. Look, there's our queen. There's our queen right there. All right, let's get that in the box. Here's our last one. And I'm going to dump these bees after we do this next box. first frame. Another great frame of honey. I don't think there's any issue of these bees starving out this winter. But like I said, this hive is sold already. How about that one for a frame of honey? Mirror match. Solid. That's a good 7-8 pounds of honey right there. Can we say a number, the third one like that? Look at this. Man. And they just keep on coming. Yeah, now we're getting to the outside edge, and backside isn't quite as nice. And our last one, of course, the lightest one in that entire box, well, except for maybe that first one. And there you have it. Boy, that was a great transfer. Happy to see that our queen was in there, very little brood, which is normal, but lots and lots of honey. All right, got that one done. I'm going to clean up all this stuff, and then we're going to go ahead and open up this one and transfer this one. I can tell you already, this hive is in dire need of stores, because they don't. This thing is so light. I'm not going to kill this yellow jack. Oh, I missed it. It's so light, I don't even need the lift on this one, and I'm just going to pick it up and move it just to right here. It's got a little weight to it, but not much. Now let's go ahead and set the new hive onto the spot. Open it up and transfer some frames. I'll grab the camera and show you what we got going in here. I'm only counting 1, 2, 3, 4 frames of bees. And this is what it's looking like. And as you can tell, it was a cutout. So let's pull out these outside frames here, and then we're going to get to these. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 6 frames right here, I'll put those into the box, and then if we need to add more frames, I'll just put 4 frames of honey from the box over there that's got 3 deeps on it. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing here. A couple of bees. Get the bees out. going to start putting these in because I got bees on them. Nothing on that frame. Just some bees. We might have our queen on this one. It's got the most bees on it. There's a good amount of brood on this as well. She doesn't jump out at me. We got some brood on this one. Pretty good on that side. A lot more brood on this one. There's our queen. Let's see if I can get her in there for you. Let me see where she went to. I did see her. There she is. Let's see if I can. I can't see on that frame. Hopefully I'll get her in there for you. But she's on that frame. A lot of brood in this one. I'm really surprised. I mean, that's a lot of brood. And there's no spores in this hive whatsoever. I mean, it's some, but not a lot. And I got to close this thing up pretty quick before this thing starts getting robbed. So another empty frame. I'm still going to put that one in there. I'm going to try to give him 5 frames of brood. And this is completely empty right there. So let's find, I'm going to this box right here because it's an extra one, and we're going to try to pull some frames of honey out of this one. There's a good frame right there. Look at that. That's a good frame. A couple of bees aren't going to matter as long as that queen isn't on it. Another good frame. Knock those bees off. And we're going to give them lots of honey. Yeah, I think these girls will be just fine. And then I'll drop one of these empty frames in there as well. Alright, those girls are good to go. Close this thing off. And then we got to close this one up as well. I'm not... Sorry about not moving that camera for you. I just want to work fast because I don't want the robin to start. We got one more, and that's down here, and that's the one where I've got a emergency cell in there. And let's go find out what's going on in that box. I'm just going into this box to make sure we have a queen now in it because I'm sure she has emerged from the emergency cells. And then I'm going to drop some other frames of honey in it. Now, I have been feeding these bees honey for the last 3 weeks. So there is a jar of honey on top of them. And I'm going to pull some frames and add some more. A lot of bees in there. Let me set this inside because I don't want to get robin. I better put on my veil too. Alright, let's open this up and see if we're queen right now. I guess I should grab the camera just like I did on all the other ones and show you the little bit of bees that are in this box. As you can see for yourself, there's not even 2 frames of bees in here. So I'm going to pull these outside. and pull these outside frames and drop in some honey frames on those. Let's see if we can locate a queen in there. And I know the emergency cells that I found in here, they were all on this outside frame over here. I know that for a fact because I went in there Monday and saw them. Well, these girls are, at least they're putting away some of the the honey that I'm putting in there. Those first two frames had nothing on them. Let's see if we got a queen on this frame. She's going to be a virgin if we do. I don't see her yet. She still might be in the in the egg. I do see, and you can see for yourself, there are a few old cap brood cells in there. So that's how the old queen, before she succumbed or whatever happened to her, she was able to lay some eggs, and they were able to draw emergency cells from those eggs, and they're on this frame. Let's see what's going on with this frame. Well, she has not emerged yet. I'm surprised. I would have thought that she would have come out by now. I can see this one cell. All right, let me show you what I'm looking at. It's going to be upside down. So you see the emergency cells that they drew out. So she has not emerged yet. But this one right here, that one right there, it looks like the cap is just about ready to come off. I was hoping it was going to be this queen that came out first, but it looks like it's going to be that one over there. All right, let's put this back in there and add some frames of honey to it. Remember, I'm still going to be feeding these girls, but I want them to have some stores in there. So I got some in this box right here. This is some honeycomb that I just framed up. It's not a lot, but it'll give them something to work on. Remember, there's not a lot of bees in there. And a little bit more on this one as well. But regardless, that's definitely going to help them along. I'm going to close this one up and we're going to close up the video. You know, let's just close up the video back where the Seminarians are building that fire and see what they're doing back there. And here's all the goings on of what you all were listening to the entire time I was videoing. So we got all these are seminarians. Now, I've been coming out here now, what, for 14 years, and I've seen 14 of these structures built. And they build them very impressive. So they go in the back and they cheat nowadays. Before they just had a tractor, now they use these big lifts, make everything so much easier. And they actually build a huge bonfire. And it's a group effort. None of these guys are skilled, which is amazing that nobody gets hurt every year doing this, but they build the framework of the fire and then fill it with all that debris in there, and they all just have a good time doing it. And these are all men who are our future priests. Well, some of them will be our future priests, but This is their formation. Learn how to work as a team, and I'm telling you, that is impressive. All right, let's finish out this video right here. Now I have been shooting this video of the Seminarians building the bonfire for 14 years, and I've yet to put it on video because they always go home Friday. They light the fire and go home the Friday before Thanksgiving. The jobs that I had to do today, they came out exceptionally well. I was very happy with the transfer. Found the queen in 2 of them. The third one, well, the queen was still in the cell, so that's good. And I'll be keeping tabs on that one for the future because I still am curious to see whether that queen is going to actually get out to get mated or whatever. I think the police are coming. So that's all I got for you in this one. So thanks for watching. Keep on watching, and I will be making more. God bless. Mr. Ed, I'm out here until the next video.